What is our purpose in life? What are we living for? Why do we get up in the morning and go to school, work? Why do we struggle for? Really compelling questions, aren't they? These are the questions we ask ourselves frequently, especially when we are young. While we get older, we start asking these questions in a whisper. They turn into the kind of questions we don't even want to hear within the entire life struggle. However, I think we need to repeat these questions to ourselves frequently. The most important question we should keep in mind: why? Why do I keep going? Why do I do all these things? Fortunately, there is someone who didn't only ask these questions but also established a theory out of the answers: Abraham Maslow, a psychologist who created a triangle for all of us in order to create a core self-evaluation. The well-known name of this triangle is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The theory was published in 1943 for the first time. The first version, which is consisted of 5 levels, stands the same, even some alterations has been made. Let's look at these 5 levels and analyze what they mean to us. You can question your whereabouts in these layers during this time. Basically, Maslow wanted to understand this. What is the thing that makes a person keep going? The thing that motivates people. He focused on the needs of people and summed them up in a triangle of needs. Like I mentioned earlier, he gathered these needs together in that triangle and formed a scheme consisted of basic and concrete needs like eating and abstract needs like self-realization. According to Maslow, there is a hierarchy among these needs, starting from concrete needs and moving towards more abstract ones. Meaning, we aim the next level when we fulfill a need in this hierarchy. So, what are those layers? What needs does humanity go after? Let's take a look and summarize it first, and then we will detail it with the examples of real life. According to Maslow, the basic first need of humanity that places at the bottom of the triangle is physical needs, which are essential to survive. These are the primitive needs starting from our babyhood, like eating, drinking, breathing, sleeping, and the like. These are called homeostasis, which means self-balance that is crucial to survive and be physically healthy. For instance, for a person who doesn't have anything in their fridge, who is hungry, the other levels of the triangle do not mean anything. When we fulfill these physical needs, we move forward to the second level, which is safety. We seek a safe environment, a need starting from our babyhood as well. For a baby who isn't able to speak yet, the most important thing is a safe and predictable surrounding. Moving to another place, being abandoned by the loved ones, and surrounded with strangers are some of the things that cause a serious trauma in the child. We are not talking only about babies. These are the needs human beings struggle to fulfill through their whole lifetime. Think about being fired from your job and not having any money left. Living in a safe environment, being safe financially, and feeling protected from accidents are needs we feel all our lives. If we are physically healthy, financially secure, and live in a good and safe environment, the third level meets us, which is love and belonging. We are talking about relationships. Having someone in your life, having a relationship is not enough. That relationship needs to be a positive and a healthy one. When we say relationship, it does not necessarily mean a romantic one. That definition covers all kinds including family, friends, spouses, children. The relationships making existence more meaningful. The number of the people in your life is not important. As long as you feel loved and belong to a group, that need is regarded as fulfilled. Of course, we don't even talk about the necessity of self-love. Only when we love and be kind to ourselves, the love coming from others becomes meaningful. If we are in a good place in terms of that level, if we have good relationships with our families, friends, partners, we move to the next level, which is esteem. Love isn't enough by itself. We need to get esteem and respect by others. However, when we say esteem, we have to think in a larger scale since it also covers self-esteem. Naturally, when we don't have self-esteem, we develop an inferiority complex, and that blocks the respect we get from others as well. Finally, we reach the last level that is regarded as necessary for a human being to have a fully meaningful and happy life. The last level of the pyramid, self-realization. Yes, self-realization, which is regarded by many as a choice or even a luxury, is among the basic needs of human beings. According to Maslow, it is necessary to be able to fully content, and all the successful people in history saw that as an essential need in human life. So what is self-realization? We can describe it basically as for a person to fully realize their capabilities and potential, develop them in the highest level, and living their lives as fully content and happy. However, in order to prevent a misunderstanding, let us say for each individual the need for self-realization is different. For one, it could be helping others, and for another, it could be being successful in art fields like music, painting, and such. So we can summarize it as a person who achieved self-realization is the one who is able to do the things they truly believe in as necessary for self-realization without being affected by all the external factors after fulfilling all the basic needs. Maslow also claims that people like Einstein, Shakespeare, and Mozart, who are regarded as having an extraordinary intelligence by many, are in fact just people who achieved a full self-realization. At this point, let me introduce you with Matt. He will help us understand this triangle of needs. In a period of his life, Matt struggles with hunger and cold. Life is difficult for him. Fortunately, his family manages to find a job and he can fulfill the basic needs like nutrition and warming. He somehow achieved the first level of pyramid. However, the neighborhood Matt lives in is a dangerous place in which crime rate is so high that he encounters life-threatening events all the time. Luckily, his parents find a better job that enables them to move to a safer neighborhood. So Matt fulfills the need of safety. However, this time he feels a little lonely since he misses his friends in the former neighborhood. Yet he gets used to his new school and friends. Even gets in the football team of the school. Matt is now a socially accepted and loved person. He feels so stressed before his first game with the team because of the fear of failure. Yet he manages to be an accomplished football player and gets respect among his team and friends. He becomes so successful in football that he starts to play in national football teams. He makes good money, enjoys his life, and treats himself. He has everything he needs. Having strong family relationships, Matt works with charity organizations. He helps people in need. He feels so good doing that he is able to reach thousands of people. Thank you, Matt, for helping us understand the pyramid better. This might sound a simple and an extreme example for many people. Let us elaborate at this point. Self-realization does not mean being rich, famous, or being a star. That stage is different for each individual. Everybody's story is different. Therefore, this subject tends to be misunderstood. For instance, through social media, there is an artificial craze of self-realization in the modern world. You cannot jump to the level of self-realization or beyond, which we will be mentioning soon, without knowing whether people have their basic needs fulfilled or not. That's why this pyramid needs to be seen as a major guide, even though it leads to some contradictions in psychology. On the other hand, it should be remembered that this pyramid is not formed with strict, unchangeable rules. For people who start life in difficult conditions, obviously this process continues differently. Of course, every individual encounters with different difficulties. That's why this pyramid is shown as one of the important motivational guides for a human being. It provides the positive point of view a person needs. The pyramid, which is criticized as being too subjective, we can make subjective comments about its reflections. Especially in some societies, the first two levels of the pyramid are regarded as the main purposes in life. Surely you might witness this point of view around you as well. There is the general view: if you have a home and a job to conduct your life, that is enough. Don't misunderstand. These are crucial needs in life. Therefore, they occupy the first and biggest levels in the pyramid. They are a must. However, there is more to life than this. That's why to tell the people that at least they have a home and a job who have an unhealthy relationships with their families or friends is meaningless. When you lack one of the basic needs, and we can say that feeling loved is definitely one of them, these kind of consolations are pointless. It is nonsense to say to a person, "Don't bother, what's the point?" who says, "I want to get respect," or "I want to compose music," or "I want to improve myself." It is kind of like saying to a human being, "Meh, it is unnecessary to eat," who tells that they are hungry. It even doesn't end there. Another level was added to the pyramid, which is transcendence, meaning even reaching to the level beyond your potential and achieving extraordinary things by breaking all the boundaries. There are some additional levels in the pyramid. I want you to share your thoughts with us about them after looking at those levels. With all the things said, it is time to realize that how short life is. If you think your life is wasted, remember, it is never late to start something. I'm asking you this time, what are you living for?